Lorry drivers could start rejecting jobs transporting goods from continental Europe to the UK unless delays are reduced and driver conditions improved at post-Brexit border posts. The biggest trade body for Dutch haulers has warned. Transport and Logistic Netherlands (TLN), which represents 5,000 Dutch transport companies, said its members were facing average waits of more than 4 hours in Britain because of the new checks brought in after the UK's exit from EU, with some being held at border posts for up to 20 hours. He described the facilities that drivers were forced to wait in as leaving a lot to be desired, and said most border facilities only offered water, with nowhere for drivers to get food or drink. In a 4-page report outlining drivers' experiences shared with The Guardian, the association said, "We are increasingly receiving reports from haulers that their drivers no longer want to drive to the UK unless conditions improve." The report listed a series of problems Dutch lorry companies and drivers had experienced since the government brought in border checks for plant and animal products on April 30th. The checks, which have been put in place to stop diseases coming into the UK, take place at designated border control posts near ports such as Klingenholmen, Harwich and Felixstowe. The biggest is in an inland government-run facility at 17, Ashford, which serves the port of Dover despite being 22 miles away. TN has raised concerns about the delays and poor conditions greeting drivers at these posts and called for the UK government and port authorities to provide good and decent facilities for drivers. So apparently you can see that very soon the Dutch drivers, truck or lorry drivers, will start rejecting jobs to transport plants or goods from Holland to the UK because of the long waiting times. Last time it was even an Italian driver who was made to wait for 52 hours. And they only offered him where to pee. That is toilet. They did not even offer him water to drink. They even told him that there's a McDonald's a mile away. So, in as much as the UK is having their elections on the 4th of July, the current leader or government, which is Conservatives, should do something about these things, because when these drivers start rejecting works to transport goods to the UK, it is going to affect the average households in the UK. It has a way of making the prices of these commodities that these drivers are bringing into the UK for the prices to skyrocket, which is not going to be funny for average British homes. In one instance, a TL member said 34,000 pounds of plant products were rejected by a UK custom because of the damage incurred during loading and unloading at a post. So you see, even a member was complaining that a British custom rejected goods worth €40,000, equivalent to 34,000 pounds of plant products, which were damaged while they were carrying out their checks. This unloading and loading, these goods were damaged, and he refused to allow these goods to come into the UK. That is to say that this company that is transporting these goods to the UK and the company that contracted them is going to be having a whole lot of issues. So it is only normal that with time, drivers will start abstaining or start denying that they don't want to take any orders of such. And we know what that can do to the UK economy, the households in the UK. We know what it's going to do to their markets in the UK and all that. And it's not going to be funny. The Netherlands was the UK's third largest trading partner by imports last year. So you can imagine if Netherlands, which is the third largest trading partner with UK, is their drivers are already saying that they will stop driving goods to the UK. You can then imagine what it can do to the economy of UK. With more than 665 billion of goods being transported, one of the biggest categories of products moved from the Netherlands to the UK is plants and cut flowers, with imports for these products reaching 2.1 billion for the first 3 months of 2024. So If UK like, let them do something about it. If not, they will hear from it.